So the question here is to find the quality and the poor query percentage from the data which is provided to us. So here in the problem statement they have given the formulation for calculating the quality and the poor query percentage. You can refer the problem statement here, what the formulas need to be applied to get the poor query percentage and quality. For getting the respective quality and poor query percentage for respect to dog and cat, so I will need to apply a group by function with respect to which I can calculate for dog and for cat respectively. Now let's start writing the query. As you can observe, I am getting the quality by applying the average of over the two columns of the ratio of the two columns. As you can observe, how I commented the group by function because I am doing partition by query name, so the cats and the dogs will be appropriately organized into a particular group itself, into the table data itself. As I was getting the repeated values for the quality for the query name for the respective query names, so that's why I wrote distinct function, so it will select only the distinct values for from the data. As you can now observe that one part of the problem is been solved, that is the quality has been calculated, which we need in the output. As you can observe my output and the expected output, but I need to round it because in the expected output they have only two decimal, after the decimal there are only two digits, so I need to round by 2. Now let's start calculating for the poor query percentage. I will copy the one formula I've applied for the quality and now modify that query written for the quality for the calculating the poor query percentage. Now here we need to calculate the rating, such average of the rating with respect to a query name, such that the ratings which are less than 3, we have to take the average for those ratings only. As you can see how in the explanation provided in the problem statement how they have calculated the average. So I need to write rating which are less than 3 in the query, so it will take the average of the ratings which are less than 3 with respect to particular query name, for example dog, so it will be 1 by 3 because there is only one dog species which has the rating less than 3 out of the 3 dogs. Now let's check running this. Oops, I got an error here because the problem is that the round function I've applied only on the average keyword, not entirely on the over partition query as well, because it is a single query. That's why I need to apply round on the end. I will have to apply the round ka brackets on the entire query, like average rating less than 3 over partition by query name comma 2. Then I need to close the bracket for the round. Okay, the solution output which I have got is near to the expected solution, but as you can observe that it is 0.33 only and no further digits are there because I have rounded it to 2. But first in the, you can check the explanation, they have first calculated the percentage then rounded it to 2 decimal places. So I need to apply percentage first, then get the entire digits, then round it up to 2 decimal places. So I will get 33.33 as an output and not 0.33. Now for getting the percentage on the calculated average, so I'm directly doing the percentage on the average ka function directly. That's why I got an error here. So you must also be aware that it will give an out it will not give the appropriate output because you one need to apply the percentage on the entire query, like on the entire statement only, because over partition is also the part of the query. As you can observe now that how I'm modifying the query to get the percentage and how it must be written so that it will be applied accordingly. So now what will happen over here is that the average will be calculated for the rating over the partition with respect to query name, and after getting the average it will multiply with 100 value, so that will get the percentage, and then comma 2 will round it up to 2 decimal places. And now you can observe the result. I have got what the result which is expected over here, but just I have not applied the distinct function over here, so I need to apply distinct such that it will not give me the repeated values for the repeated query name. So I need to apply distinct, so it will calculate the for a particular query name itself and not repeating values. So now here I am trying to write into the brackets for appropriately so that it will be written into the most organized manner, so it will be easy for y'all and for me to refer in the future as well, that how I wrote and how it has been applied on the entire query as a single thing, how 100 is multiplied on the single entire query and how it is rounded to 2 if it is written appropriately into brackets. So it will be easy for me to refer as well that how it has been applied, and you all must also write down the into the brackets only, so it is will be into written more organized manner. So finally now I'm completing writing the distinct which is been left to right, and now the solution has been accepted. We are getting the solution what is been expected in the output. Okay, the solution has been accepted for the single test case. Now let's click the submit button for checking the remaining test cases. Okay, now the solution has been correct and it has been accepted for all the remaining test cases.